Appreciate everybody tuning in again to Conversation with Carroll. I'm Nolan Carroll. No surprise, I'm with one of my best friends, a guest that's always giving me knowledge, and he's a guy that's always with the drip. He came in here and he blessed us with his presence. I want to introduce you guys to Jon Allon, aka Call Steppy. It's my dog in here, man. I
What's
appreciate you
good,
coming
bro?
through and
Thanks
blessing
for
me, dog.
having me.
For sure, bro.
Yes, sir.
So you're the one that, honestly, you don't take credit for it. You're a humble guy. You're the one that I think has been responsible for not only me dressing the way I dress now, but a lot of other guys in the league. What has kind of been your mindset behind it? Because you're very humble. You don't ever take real credit. You're always showing, you're always showing props, but you never are saying, hey, I'm the one that did that. Like a lot of these other designers are out here doing, saying that, hey, look, I got this for this guy. Look what he's wearing. It's all about me. You more make it about the guy and how he is for game day now. And it's a whole experience. So kind of take me through that a little bit.
Man, you know what? First off, I got to give all the thanks to God for giving me all
Sure,
this
bro.
stuff. But, I love it. I love making people happy, seeing people smile, enjoy what they do, feeling better about themselves.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to take credit because people make the choice to be inspired, to wear something they might not be comfortable with, something new. We've all been there.
Yeah.
And, man, I just love it. I'm happy to make people enjoy everything they're doing, from the clothes to art to anything else. It's a blessing to be able to help someone.
Now, I remember back when I met you back in 2012, it was all about J's. Like I just
Oh,
remember I came into your crib and it was stacked to the ceiling. And then here we are in 2021 and now we on art, we on gold, we on all types of stuff now. Just take me through the progression of you because it's not necessarily a brick and mortar business. It's one of those businesses that through the years it just always progressed by information that you found that you've been passing to other people. Just tell me how you've been able to continue that drive and be diverse in your field of really fashion.
really, man, I just try to stay open-minded, especially something like fashion or art. It's such an open-minded thing that if you stick with what you were comfortable with before, you'll
Yeah,
never, even the seasons past, stuff changes so drastically sometimes.
yeah,
I've had to been open-minded, and with that has came other things like art or different fashion, or even when I left Jordans and started with the designer stuff, we all had no idea, and next thing you know, we're, tons of it. So it's like we're open-minded and willing to learn new stuff and get comfortable with it, and that's just carried me through my whole career, really.
yeah. Now, when you're going through, when you see a guy or when you get a whole new pack and you're giving guys clothes or you're showing them stuff, you're not only just showing it to make money, you're showing them and you're putting the education behind it. I know for me, the first shoe that you ever, designer shoe, even before that, it was the Jordans. You went through, you knew the history of every single shoe. Like,
For
there wasn't
sure.
one shoe that you didn't know about. I remember coming to your crib on Fridays just to hear about it because I didn't buy a J until my rookie year in the league. And
I
shoot, and
remember.
even when I had the spikes, the Spizikes, whatever they
Yeah,
were,
the Spizite.
I had some horrible shoes. And you're like, nah, you can't have that no more. But then you started telling me about the history, the progression of the Jordans, the sales of it. Like you knew everything down to the T, and then you exposed a whole nother world with the red bottoms, and you even knew the history behind that. And not only just that, you started knowing the history behind the fabric, the history behind the designer, who else is wearing it, and you kind of set the trend, or at least for me, gazing my eyes on how I need to dress, how I need to look presentable, because it isn't about just putting stuff together. It's about how when you walk into a room. So, I mean, the process with that kind of let me know, man, or let the viewers know because I know, because we talk all the time. But for you to explain to somebody else, how would you do that?
Uh, Sorry, hold on. Well, I don't understand the question. We got to
I
reset
mean, as
that one.
far as just like the history behind stuff, it's not just you. Like most of these cats, it's like, hey, look, I got these 5 Louis shirts, or I got these 5 T-shirts.
True.
Come and buy them for me, and that's it, just to make a sale. It's you kind of just explaining, hey, look, I got this shirt. It was made by such and such. It costs this. It's not even on the shelves. Like a lot of stuff, even shoes that we're wearing right now,
Yeah.
stuff's not even on the shelves. But you always put the history behind it. What's been the main importance for you doing that when presenting to guys?
First off, I always like to have full knowledge of anything I'm doing, whether it's, Jordans or Louboutin or anything else. So I really study. I used to know Jordans, I was obsessed with
Yeah,
everything besides liking Michael Jordan,
yeah,
just, studying every shoe and being familiar with it. And, it just goes down to you got to know your product and you got to be educated about it. And even when like stuff like Louboutin or Chanel, when we started learning, I knew nothing about it. You know, I was so confused by the stuff. We were
Yeah,
trying to learn the different exotic skins or spikes or
yeah,
how to wear it. And, you know, it's just like in life is progression. You got to
that's
always be
true.
willing to learn,
That's true.
you know.
So what about this name called Seppi? Because everybody's like, what, Seppi? Why? Like, tell me about the name.
Well, you know, my nickname was Seven forever.
Yeah,
Everyone always called me Seven. All my good friends like you. Then, you know, Antonio Brown, everyone calls him AB. He did the Complex magazine sneaker
right.
shop, and they
That's
did
right.
his closet. And, you know, he gave me credit the whole time. He just kept saying, call Seppi. And that's like a nickname he gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, it just became so common that everyone around me was saying, call Seppi. It just turned into the little catchphrase.
Plug,
So,
bro. He's a plug with
you know,
everything, even art, even this. I got in my studio because you kind of influenced me with this. I mean, just even explain this because this is a whole nother world. This is something that is different from the shoes, different from fashion. This is something that everybody can get into, but this is just popular. So kind of explain it the way you did to me because when I was in your office, you're like, I got something for you. And then you just went and explained it. So tell me how this progression of this lines up with the fashion world, lines up with the entertainment world, all these things kind of coming together.
I mean, everybody likes to have the limited stuff, the hard to get stuff. This is very hard to get stuff. Besides the fact of the cost, it's very limited. But it's just such a, you know, it's a trendy vibe. It's something everybody wants right now. Cause a real popular guy. It lights the whole room up. I mean, it's an inspiration.
Yeah,
You know, I've never super been into art, but a lot of art I've looked at has bored me. This, the colors, the brightness, just like with the shoes, you know, we love the different colors and the materials and the qualities. This is so similar to fashion because you look at it, it brightens the whole room up. It brings the wall out behind it. It gives it a whole, like a positive vibe in here. And, you know, as you know, you know, my living room was just sort of regular. I put the picture up and it brightened the whole room and it's like energy in the room.
yeah.
So it really inspired me, and I don't know too much about art. I'm just starting to learn about art, but
So you know a lot, bro.
you know, like we say, we're open-minded and willing to learn because it's knowledge. So
Yeah,
I'm welcome to learning all of it.
and that's a good point. That part that you said about passing that knowledge on, what in you makes you want to do that? Not just from art, but from the shoes, jewelry, all everything. Like you just continue to pass it down. What is for you? Why is that so important for you to pass that knowledge on?
I just feel like in life, people are so quick to shut someone down. If you're trying to teach them something new, you might be explaining, and they say, "Oh, I'm already familiar. Oh, I already have my own, or I know this already."
Hmm.
And you know, if that's the case, that's you know what you know, and you'll never learn anything else. You
Yeah,
know, even if I've felt that way, I've always been like, "Well, tell me it and let me hear."
yeah,
And it's led to so much more knowledge and so much more stuff. So really, now I just try to share that with people. Especially, I have a lot of good, open-minded friends that are willing to learn, like you.
hmm,
You know, and you were right away when I showed you this. You said, "Let me look it up." You started studying it right away. You knew you wanted it. You bought it a week later. You know, another offer came your way for more money. So not only was it great to have, but it was a great investment.
yeah,
And if you weren't open-minded, you would have had nothing to do with that whole opportunity. You would
yeah,
have been on the outside thinking, "Oh, damn, I should have listened."
yeah,
And most people have that attitude. I'm not interested. I
yeah,
already know what I know, and this is the end of it.
yeah.
And you know, I wouldn't have got anywhere I got to in life if I had that attitude. So it's like you really just got to be open-minded about everything.
No, I see that. Like I said, every time that I go to your house, I always learn something new about the world. It's so crazy because I don't watch the news, but every time I come to your house, it's like I get caught up on every current event,
All the
and
time.
it's just I leave knowing that the information that you gave me is credible because you yourself have done the information. You looked it up just to make sure that any type of decision you're making, that's the representative of your name too. So also, anytime I see guys on game day, like I salute them because I know exactly who you're like, hey, look, you should wear these Chanels or you should wear these red bottoms or you should put this together. You kind of like have been the one-stop shop, I want to say plug for everything. And it's not just players, it's the other plugs that are hitting you up now. And you
For
kind of
sure.
explain, I don't know if you want to get into too much, but you're now the guy in the major fashion world where these big brands are now hitting you up giving you stuff or asking you for your input on things. And I think that's a respect factor there, man. So how does that feel to know that at one point in time, you can kind of tell me the progression of the story. At one point in time, you were shut off from
True.
them. And then here you are now, they're asking you for advice and
That's
asking you,
true.
how the world is working in the fashion industry.
Yeah, I mean, one thing, and the main thing I feel about fashion is you really have to believe in your product, and I'm about that with everything I sell.
Hmm.
uh, brands have shown me stuff that I didn't like, and they say, trust me, trust me. And if I look at it and I really can't, I don't think it's quality or worth it, I can't give it to my people because I
Yeah.
really want to believe in it. I don't want to set people up.
Yeah.
Like for years with these shoes, all these bad brands have came, and a lot of people are pushing everything on their people just to make the money. And in the end, these guys are stuck with whole collections now that they'll never wear, that are out of style. And all my people, their collections has quadrupled in market value, made a lot of money.
Okay.
Not to mention everything is still in style. You can wear the Jordans I've sold my people 10 years ago. Now you're shutting everything down still.
Mm-hmm.
These people are pushing Mason Margiela, all this ugly stuff on people, and now you can't wear that out. People are like, that's like sales stuff. And it's just a lot of people are too about the money and not about the item they're selling, and really having faith telling you, if you put the Chanel on, you're killing everybody. This is it.
Yeah.
And you're not going to go out and 10 people say, yo, I have that, I have that. That's not it. And you're
That's
thinking,
true.
damn, he set me up. You're
Yeah.
going to always be like, damn. And like, that's why I got to believe in my product, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Just like if you go in a nice store, you go to buy jewelry, you want them to really believe in what they're selling you,
Yeah.
not to just say, oh, these are probably good diamonds. You want them to say, listen, these diamonds are this, this, this. These are the best. I believe in this.
Mm-hmm.
And you say, all right, hey,
That's true. That is true, though.
you got to have faith in your products,
That's
man.
true. As far as confidence, what does that exactly mean to you? And just as far as just when you put something together, what's the definition of confidence for you? When you walk into a room, what do you want people to know about you the minute you walk in?
I mean, I look at it with me or any of my people because we're all, the same team together. I want them to be the most standout in the room, the loudest in the room, if that's what they prefer. But I really want us to be the level that's set. So no matter who has what on, who's wearing what, it's always going to come down to us are wearing the top of the top. I don't
Yeah.
care what it is, if it's jewelry, if it's shoes, if it's clothes, it's always going to be the top.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, I'm dealing with Louis Vuitton real heavy now, and we're all wearing Louis. It's really hot right now. It's really the hottest brand.
Yeah.
And it's funny because, Mark Ingram the other day, I dressed him up for Easter. He had a
Yeah.
great outfit, head to toe,
Oh, that was you
wonderful.
that dressed him up.
They got him that
That's
outfit. I mean,
fresh,
he
bro.
just,
He's
yeah.
fresh.
And then I seen Floyd Mayweather wearing like a mixed of outfit with the little shorts, the ugly ones, that no one wanted.
Yeah.
And everyone's sending it to me saying, "Oh, look, Mark killed him." And I just
Yeah.
laughed thinking, it's not any type of competition, but just somebody's telling Floyd what to wear, and I'm telling Mark, recommending what to wear.
Yeah.
And I'm just getting nonstop messages. He killed him. He killed him.
Oh,
I'm
he
like,
did.
that's I'm happy to hear it. So
Yeah.
instead of them telling me, "Oh, Floyd killed him," then
Yeah.
I'm like, "Damn, maybe I need to step it up."
That's
Like,
true. But there's no
so.
hate there. There's no hate at all.
No,
It's always about
all
love,
love, all
bro.
love. It's all
Always.
friendly competitions,
Exactly. And ain't even competition, because
It's just
anytime we done
like
been out, it's like, yeah, I respect that. It's never been, oh,
100%.
where'd you get that?
Never, bro.
You give everybody an equal share of the pie. It's
Yeah.
not about a competition. It's always about, like you said, putting everybody on. What you've done, every single guy that I know that you know, like say, hey, Sev told me about this, Sev told me about that, Sev put me on this or that. So I've always seen from you, at least the close people that have been your homeboys, you've always made sure that you're always trying to progress them too. And that's why I rock with you, because every single time it's never been about, oh, let me just hoard this away from myself. You hoard stuff away, you're like, look, I'm trying to give it to my guys, put them on.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I respect about you, apart from all these other people that are just clout chasing. Your name, your brand, I always tell you, it speaks for yourself. Because everybody knows the bling, everybody knows Seppi, everybody knows all that stuff, man. So definitely, I just want to know from you, what is, I don't want to say next step, but what is something that you envision yourself as the brand, Seppi, going forward in the future, man? How do you want people to really know you now that you've taken this next step and this next level from being on George now to being Louis Vuitton? How do you see that going forward?
I'm just always going to ride the wave, the blessings that I'm showing. And I trust that carries me, because at the beginning when I started with Jordans, everybody was talking bad about it back then. It was frowned upon if you resell. And I remember when I first made the Instagram, people were always commenting reseller, and this is why I couldn't get pairs. They're ruining the shoe game. It was very like a negative thing. Everybody was hating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's funny. And I just wrote it and was patient, didn't really care. And it turned into something that now everyone's like, oh, my son wants to sell shoes. Oh, I know someone selling shoes. It's like the cool thing now. But these same people hated us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just like rode that wave out, and luckily it carried me to the designer, which Louis Vuitton has told me before, you're not welcome in the stores. They got mad that I was selling the shoes, you know, to my people. They want to, I
Yeah.
guess, decide who gets what. So
Yeah.
they banned me from the store for a while, and I
I
just
remember
continued to
that,
ride
bro.
that wave,
I
and
remember that.
you know, carry me to other things and other brands and other things that have just continued to lift me, bro. And that's why I say you just got to have faith and be open-minded, because everything that comes along is an opportunity, and if you're closed-minded, you miss it. That might be it.
Hmm.
So I really couldn't tell you what comes next, because it could be, you know, arts came recently. It's starting to turn into something big, from the statues to the prints to everything else. Jewelry has came, you know, trying to just lead people in the right direction, not getting ripped off by these jewelers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just really any way I can help people, and it always brings blessings back to me, whether it's, you know, someone tipping me on the side or someone introducing me to a friend that turns into big business.
Hmm.
Just trying to do what's right, you know, make sure everybody gets a fair price, and you know, just if you don't do bad stuff, it really doesn't come back to you. And you know, for a lot of my life, I did the wrong stuff and paid the price. So now I'm happy to get to do what's right, and just reap the benefits all around.
I respect that, bro. Definitely, man. I appreciate you even coming on and taking the time, and all these conversations we have. I always rock with you because, like I said, you always teach me something new. I'm able to teach somebody else, or I just feel better because I'm like, look, I got somebody in my corner that's not about always trying to sell me something. It's always
For
trying to give
sure.
me knowledge, man. So I definitely appreciate you coming on, bro, and chatting
Of
with me for
course,
a little
bro.
bit.
Thanks for having
For
me,
sure,
man.
bro. Appreciate it.
You too, my dog.
Yes, sir, bro. Hey, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. My book, It's Up to You. It's out now. Go ahead and click the link in the description.